Be honest with yourself for a second. You ever have that moment where a package comes in, something you were actually excited for, you open it up, take a look at that card, and instead of thinking, man, that was sick, you just kind of nod at it and put it down? No real reaction, no second look, just, yeah, all right. And then 5 minutes later, you're back on your phone, scrolling through eBay or Instagram looking for the next thing to buy. That right there, that exact moment is where burnout starts. Not when you quit, not when you sell everything. It starts when the things that used to excite you stop hitting the same. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening because from the outside looking in, everything seems fine. You're still active, you're still buying, still posting, but internally, you're disconnected. So if you felt that even once or don't want to get there at all ever, this is the conversation we need to have. Welcome back to Entei's Inferno. My name's Chris, with a K, and this is where we talk about the Pokemon hobby in a real way. Not just what to buy, but how to actually enjoy this long term without burning yourself out. And if you're into that, or just like hearing my voice, make sure you follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. It means a lot to me. And if you want to, check out my Instagram at Entei's Inferno TCG, where I post daily content, slabs, and everything in between. All right, this one's important. Think back to when you first got into this. How fast did things ramp up? Because for most people, it's not gradual, it's a spike. You go from, yeah, I might grab a few cards, to, why do I have 5 packages coming in this week? And it feels justified because everything is new, everything is exciting, but here's what's actually happening underneath that pace. You're skipping the part where things matter. Every card becomes part of a cycle instead of a moment. You open it, you look at it, you move on. You open it, you look at it, you move on. And eventually, you stop remembering what you even bought. I mean, I know I've had it a couple times where I've ordered a bunch of stuff and things were coming in left and right. And I'm getting yelled at by my girlfriend. Why are there all these boxes? Why are there all these packages? They keep saying your name on it. And then I start looking through them and I completely forgot what I ordered. She's like, are these all Pokemon? Did you get things from Amazon? What did you do? At that moment, I realized, oh crap, I need to start kind of resetting myself a little bit and paying a little bit more attention to what I'm doing. Although there is a piece of that that is kind of exciting. It kind of feels like Christmas where you start getting things that you forgot about. And this kind of happens more so with me when I order things and they just take a long time to come in and I forget about them. And then I open them and I get really excited thinking like, oh man, it's like Christmas. I got another gift. I forgot I ordered this. This is sick. This is awesome. But now where that comes from, did you hear what I just said? I was excited to see those things. I didn't take it and then just put it down on my desk and walk away like nothing ever happened after it came in after 4 weeks. I was excited. And that is how you know the pace is off. Because collecting isn't supposed to feel like Amazon Prime. There's supposed to be weight to it. When everything is constant, nothing stands out. And when nothing stands out, you start losing interest without realizing it. Now, once that pace kicks in, this next part follows right behind it. You start looking sideways. And by sideways, I mean you start looking over your shoulder, or you start looking at everybody else. Not even on purpose. Just scrolling, seeing what other people are picking up. And at first, it's harmless. But then you start noticing patterns. Man, that guy has better slabs. That card is way cleaner than mine. Why don't I have anything like that? Maybe I should buy something like that. And just like that, your focus shifts. Now you're not building a collection, you're measuring one, and it becomes egotistical. And the problem with that is there is no ceiling. There's always someone with more, always someone with better, and always someone deeper into it than you are. So if your enjoyment depends on that, you're setting yourself up to lose. I mean, there's this flex culture in Instagram where it's like everybody needs to post what they got or what the next big thing is or ha, I'm better than you or whatever it is. You know what's crazy to me is you could kind of compare this to gambling. Now, I know everybody talks about, oh, you open up packs, it's like gambling, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, have you ever heard the guy, maybe you have a buddy like this, maybe you know somebody like this, that comes back from the casino and they're telling you, oh man, I just won big. I got this, I got that. I'm up $10,000 after last weekend. Well, you know what they don't tell you? They don't tell you all the times they sat down at that roulette table and that number didn't come out or that color didn't come out. They don't tell you about all those times they sat at the blackjack table and they were trying so hard to win money. They started with $500 and they ended up negative 1,000. You don't hear those stories. Everybody wants to show you their highlight reel, not the reality. He might have came back from the casino up $10,000 to you, but in reality, that man is not up $10,000 for the most part. Now, full circle, back to Pokemon, because what you don't see is how long they've been in the hobby, how much they've spent, or what they don't show. You're comparing your reality to someone else's highlight reel. And that right there, that's a dangerous game. Now, this next one, this is where people start digging themselves into a deeper hole without even realizing it. Opening packs. All right, stop yelling at me. Listen, I love ripping packs. Everyone does. But there's a line, and a lot of people cross it without noticing. It starts as, I just want to open something fun. Then it turns into, I need to hit something big. And that's where the shift happens. Because now, you're not enjoying the experience. You're chasing a result. And most of the time, you don't get it. So now you're stuck in this loop. Open, miss, open again, miss again, open again, miss again. And over time, that builds frustration, not excitement. I mean, the amount of times that I've seen friends or people that I know, or even myself out at some points, where I feel like the box owes you something, or the pack owes you something, or the hobby owes you something. That mentality is so disruptive. It's shiny cardboard. We're opening packs, and the whole point of opening packs is the heart of the hobby, the chase. You want something that you're looking for, but you're not expecting it. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to say it again. You're chasing something. You're not expecting it. Now, that's how people burn out on ripping. Not because it's bad, but because they attach the wrong expectation to it. I want to just walk you through real quick something that me and my friends like to do. If we can get our hands on a case for a decent price, and by a case I'm talking of booster boxes, in a case, 6 booster boxes come in. Each booster box has 36 packs. We create an experience out of it. We've actually created a game out of it where we literally have a rip night. We get a couple beverages, whatever game is on, sport game, we sit around a table, we open half the box, we talk about our hits, we get excited if one of our buddies pulls something or we pull something ourselves, and it's a really, really fun experience. We have a point system for every hit. Basically, you get EXs, get 1, full arts get 2, illustration rares get 3, maybe an SIR gets 5 or 10, things like that. And it just makes it a lot of fun. It's a different experience. And we don't have that high expectation. We're going into the night of, if I rip all these packs and I don't pull anything, oh well, I had fun. I could tell you right now, the hobby, the boxes, the packs don't owe you anything. At some point, everything starts becoming about value. And this one's dangerous because it feels smart. You start thinking, what's this worth? Did I overpay? Should I sell this now? And again, you should definitely understand value. It's important. But when that becomes your only lens, the only thing you care about, and the first thing you think about, you stop seeing the card. You only see the number. And once that happens, the hobby loses identity. It's not collecting anymore, it's tracking. That's exhausting long term. And that's why people burn out, even when they're doing everything right. And when you zoom all the way out, all this leads to one thing: you lose connection to what you own. And this is the part nobody talks about. You can have great cards, expensive cards, or rare cards and still feel empty because you didn't choose them with intention. You reacted to price, to hype, to pressure, instead of asking, do I actually want this in my collection? That's the difference. And that's why people end up sitting there looking at their cards and feeling nothing. So if you're starting to feel that, or you want to avoid it completely, this is how you fix it. You don't need to sell everything. You don't need to quit. You just need to reset. Slow the pace down. Take a step back from buying. Actually spend time with what you already have. Take them to the park. Go on a swing with them. Maybe a Ferris wheel. I don't care. But look at your cards again, like you did when you first got them, and figure out what actually stands out to you. Not what should stand out, but what actually does. Because once you figure that out, everything else kind of falls in line. You start buying with intention, you stop chasing, you stop comparing, and most importantly, you start enjoying the hobby again. I've had a few reset moments myself. I've had to kind of take a step back. I didn't take my cards with me to the park and go on the swing with them, but I did sit down and kind of reevaluate. I would hit the reset button, if you will. And I remember having a most recent conversation with a friend of mine in the hobby, and I kind of felt overwhelmed. I felt like I was chasing. I felt like I needed to catch up. And he kind of told me, hey, listen, do you enjoy the Entei collection that you have? And I said, yeah. He said, why don't you go back tonight, take a look at it, go through them, because I know you haven't looked at them in a while, and enjoy them for a little bit, and then figure out what you want to do. And I'll be honest with you, that resonated a lot, because I went home, I looked at that Entei slab collection, I looked at a couple of binders that I have of Entei raw cards, and I just felt better. I felt reset. And that's where the hobby becomes sustainable, that connection. At the end of the day, this isn't about having the best collection. It's about staying connected to it. Because the people who last in this hobby aren't the ones who buy the most. They aren't the whales. They're the ones who never lose that connection. I mean, there's somebody that I know that is very, very, very large in the Pokemon community. I don't want to say the name, but this guy would come over when I see him, and he would pull out these incredible cards, by the way, slabs, PSA 10s, PSA 9s of old vintage, and he's showing them to me like he is 6 years old again, so giddy, so happy. He's even arguing about why the card is better. And that right there, that is connection. All right, that's enough. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening, and check out my Instagram over at Entei's Inferno TCG. If you want to talk cards, my DMs are always open. I'm always happy to talk. Appreciate you being here, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.